Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stride Rocket League Grand Championship stream today. Visible, why don't you introduce yourself, and then I'll come back and tell everybody the little bit they need to know about me.
Howdy, I'm Visible, and I'm excited for some Rocket League, and we have a final on our hands here, 22.
See, yeah, exactly. My name's 22, and I wanted you to start because I knew you were going to cover everything that everybody needed to know about me, which is that I'm incredibly excited to get to watch this Rocket League championship as well here in the Stride League. So we haven't gotten to cast a lot of these games Visible, but these players have been playing a lot of games. A lot of Rocket League being played over the course of the entire season, leading up to a grand championship match that we get to spectate on stream here today. And I'm very excited for this. Visible, we have a best of 7. And isn't that just an incredible format? We could have entire storylines shaping up. What are you wanting to see out of a league like this, out of a championship in a league like this?
Well, conceivably, these are the two teams that deserve it the most, right? They've worked hard, they put themselves in the right spot, and you have to put your money where your mouth is. And in 7-game format, that is a best of 7. It's a pretty tall task. Every single game gets the stakes get ratcheted up. And you're never really out of a best of 7. I've seen reverse sweeps in a best of 5 from 2-0. I've seen them in best of 7s from 3-0. So that last elimination game, I think we ought to look forward to that when we get there, because it really is never over until it's over. So I'm excited to see what the two teams bring to the table. And our two teams today, would you like to introduce them for us, 22?
Absolutely. We get to watch the Ohio Virtual Academy facing off against the Virginia Virtual Academy. And you said it, Visible. These two teams have fought their way all the way up to the Grand Championship itself. This is the upper echelon of the competition. And so I am incredibly excited to see what these teams are made up of for the Ohio Virtual Academy again and the Virginia Virtual Academy. So the match is going to be fantastic. I'm incredibly excited to get to see it. When you get to play an entire season with your team and then you get to the championship, what is that process like? Can you give me a peek into what that team's mentality might be? Have we been growing throughout the season? Have we been working on one thing? Or is it just a mix and a mosh of everything so that when it's time for the championship, every team could have a totally different experience?
Yeah, so we just completed, I coach Rocket League, so I can give a pretty good answer to this, actually. When you have a long format, and our season was about 3 months long, it's very much, there's ebbs and flows. Where you start is you're really, even though you keep mostly the same personnel and oftentimes do just have the same people on the team by the end of the season, it is extremely evident that every single week you're looking to retool, you're looking to change up some strategies. And by the end of it, the team feels completely different. I know when I started with my team earlier on in the year, it was very much so you're trying to learn, you're trying to get them to learn kind of each other's play styles and how they play off each other, and that's so important. Rocket League is such a feel kind of game. It's different, really, from a lot of the FPS games and some of the RTS games, etc. Uh, where those kind of feel a little bit more like you are looking more like a chess match, I would say. It's a little more heady. Whereas Rocket League, it kind of mimics more traditional sports. It really is, and that is often because it's so close to soccer, traditional soccer, right? So it's a
Yeah, well,
big feel
Visible,
thing,
can
and
you
it's
still
we
hear
feel
me?
each other out a little bit. So yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
I was going to
It
mention we
seems
have
I was
lost your camera a little bit.
I was so excited that my camera has malfunctioned. That's just the sentiment to how excited I am. So we're definitely going to get that fixed up as we are nearing getting into game. So I apologize to the viewers. Right now, I'm just the voice from above. But this is still one I can still see, despite that you can't see me. I can still see, and I'm excited to see the game starting soon. I love to hear your insight from that coaching perspective. These teams are working, and it is absolutely work. That's the right word. They are working all season long to get to this spot, to get to this stage, and to get to see them compete is the ultimate culmination of everything that they've been working on. And as that is a story, so is the game itself. This single best of 7 championship game has the opportunity to have incredible storylines of individual player improvement, team strategy improvement, development, countering strategies that you see by the opposing team. From again the coaching perspective, Visible, can you maybe tell me what some of that looks like?
Yeah. So on the that day to day of you have to come in and you have to lock in. It doesn't matter that Lego Fortnite just dropped, right? You got to tell your players, you know what? I know we're excited about that, but hey, we have a game on Monday, on Tuesday. We have to go get prepared. And I know these players
And
are
we're in.
getting most prepared. We are in here, so we are off the best of seven, potentially to get that long format,
Oh
that
my goodness.
format, and just like that, right out of the gate,
Bird up.
OV8, OHVA score, and that's Raid's Bird Up. There you go
Exactly. Yeah,
with
bird
the
up.
nice finish.
Bird up. That is a quick start for the Ohio team here. Incredibly important to set the tone early. You want to come in strong, and that is exactly what Ohio has done. But equally as important is how a team is able to react and throw that punch backwards. And we're going to see a good aggressive opportunity here for the Bees, but they're not going to find the goal there. I like that they almost had the clear, but it actually didn't go exactly as I thought it would. A big boom there is going to send it back to center field. And finally, what started out pretty crazy with that first early goal, starting to get into a little bit more traditional Rocket League with possessions moving back and forth.
Yeah, starting to settle in, and oftentimes when you get that early goal, the team that kind of concedes that goal early is going to be a little bit rattled. You're going to want to try to settle back into the flow, and going to take some time a little bit to figure out just how to really defend the other team. Both teams, again, we talked about it a little bit before the game launched, is feel of the game. You have to feel the other team out a little bit and understand what is their tendencies, what are they trying to do on offense, how are they trying to play you.
A
Looks
little bit of
like
a
demos
demo.
are part of the game script here for Ohio.
Absolutely. Yeah, a demo right there. And now Ohio has a brief window of opportunity. It's already starting to subside, but they've taken advantage to get a nice clear. It's stuck up in the corner here. An X from the side of Virginia Bees is going to get it out of there and knock it in the right direction. Good defense is going to be available on the side of Ohio. This ball is moving far and fast, Visible. Nothing staying in one place for far too long. And so that means to execute on a shot here, these teams are going to have to be very in sync with one another. There's a good clear, almost onto the goal. It's going to sink off the crossbar there and get cleared again by Bird Up. A little bit of a possession here. Nice shot downfield. Gonna get picked up by Blurry, who's running it up the wall now.
Blurry, looking for that kind of second touch off the sidewall, not going to find it. So it's going to get reset a little bit. Ohio going to try to find another way through. Virginia has had really nice defense. That one goes a little bit wide. Virginia are able to hold out for quite a long time. Gave up that goal early on, but have done a nice job just not giving up too much. You don't need to stress out too much when that first goal occurs, and they don't stress out. Shibo is going to find the equalizer about 2.5 minutes later after that opening goal, and it's just a great contest there. Great. It's I know it's on that side of the pitch, but it was really a defensive stop there. It was an interception that
Yes.
then they converted into some offense.
And what I like about that so much, it's very exciting to see that Ohio comes out and gets that aggressive early goal to start the game, really sets the tempo. But look at this, another nice shot from Virginia. And this is what Virginia has put together. They spent a couple minutes feeling out the play style of Ohio, and they're leveraging that to determine what they're going to be able to do with their play style. And I think that as far as a short little story goes, Virginia is leveling up. Shebo's going to connect a second one, Visible.
Chibo's putting the team on their back a little bit. Had the help of the interception this time on the last goal. This time takes the interception for themselves and puts it through. The season 11 Supersonic legend coming through in clutch for Virginia Virtual Academy. See how now Ohio Virtual Academy will be able to potentially get a bit of a response. They've had plenty of opportunities that ball's just not falling through for them at the moment.
Right now, Ohio, with a little bit of dribbling expertise shown by Bird Up, a good little toss to put it into the center. It's not going to fall thanks to some good defense from Virginia, but the offensive pressure is absolutely still live. Bird Up with another nice touch, and another one comes through from teammate there to get it onto center. Mediocre Bird Up is not quite going to be able to find the shot they were looking for, but again, Ohio, every miss is an
Oh,
opportunity, and Bird Up claims that opportunity, hands open wide.
beautiful touch. This is a great pass by the way. Raids just, excuse me, yeah, Raids just kind of tilts it right over the goal, leaves it beautifully there for the teammate. For the equalizer now, a minute and a half remaining. Good defense there off the kickoff. Raids has another attempt, but the last second touch there from the Virginia player, able to get the clearance. Blurry trying to set it up now. Beautiful defense there from Sith.
Absolutely. It's in a corner here. Big clear by Shibo. Nice touch, though, comes through from Sith. It's going back and forth possession wise, but Shibo seems to be in the right place at the right time consistently. X with the clear this time, getting it out of the corner and sending it downfield. Now with the follow up touch, running it off the wall. If any other Virginia players are here for the touch, it could be big, blurry, almost. Shibo with the second one. Good defense here from Raidless to keep that ball from going in, but the aggressive pressure is continuing until finally there's the big clear that Ohio was looking for. We're tied up here, Visible, and there's less than a minute left.
What an amazing first game here. Both teams, you can see why they're the cream of the crop. They've been able to score on one another, but they're not. Neither team has been rattled. They just continue playing their genre of soccer, of rocket car soccer, and it's been fantastic to watch. So Raids is going to have a little bit of a repositioning angle here. Not going to find much. Sith puts it on top, puts it on the hood. There's not a lot going on for either team right now. Both trying to feel it out, see what they can make happen. A couple seconds left. This might be the opportunity. It's a great stop there for Virginia, and that might be able to secure the overtime, and it
We're
does. So
going to
we're
overtime.
equalized. Overtime, game one.
Very exciting here. Game one already going to overtime. If that doesn't tell you this is going to be a series to watch out for, then I don't know what will. Ball right now on the aggressive end for Virginia. Not able to make anything happen, though. It is going to get cleared to the other side. X with the possession. Going to get ripped up there.
Oh my goodness, Shibo, the miraculous save, and is able to get the clearance. Now, Shibo, Sith poking it
Back to
out. Shibo's
Shibo.
trying to center it up.
Good touch by Raidless here. Blurry is trying to get the contest, but Raidless is running away with the ball until X is on it now. But Raidless actually rips it again until finally there's the clear. Virginia took about 3 attempts there, but getting it downfield is all that matters. Mediocre with a nice tap. Blurry's going to hit it back the other direction.
This is a great opportunity here for Virginia, intercepted there by Sith. This is a great touch, and it's
Look at
on
that.
target, and it's too
Shibo.
late. Shibo strikes. Game one going to Virginia. Just like that, Ohio conceded just the last possible second. That's why it's a best 7. They can make a response. Great game put together by the orange side.
An absolutely fantastic game from Virginia there. And Fizzable, as I am still the voice overall right now, I'll kind of let you close this out. But isn't it incredible that Ohio set the tone with that early hit and Virginia seemed to be a little bit more patient? What's your take on that?
Yeah, just when a good team gets a goal scored on them, they are the reason they're a good team is they don't get it in their heads. They just went right back to work, and they eventually found pay dirt. So they were able to stay the course and put together a really nice second half of that ball game and secured the overtime. So gave themselves a chance. You really can only give yourself an opportunity, and they were able to take advantage of the opportunity too. So with that in mind, we will await game two. We'll take a quick BRB. We'll be, of course, right back. But don't go anywhere.
Visible, it's like a little bit of a magic trick. I'm back and now I'm gone and then I'm back again. But hey, we're back, and not only am I back, the Rocket League gameplay is in, so let's get right into it. Remember, we're in game 2 now. Virginia with a strong opening to this to win that first match 3-2. And now we're going to have to see how Ohio responds. And Visible, that's the note you left us out on. A good team, the mark of a good team, is their ability to respond. So now the ball is literally in Ohio's court, correct?
That's exactly right, and an opportunity appears in Ohio with that
Absolutely.
response that you were just talking about.
And what's incredible is, and I'm not going to act like I'm seeing major adaptations in the first 37 seconds of this second game here, but Ohio, again with that early shot and again with early setting the tempo, I think, and I'm very confident, that that little bit of time between games is so critical. Just that 2 seconds for all the players to take a deep breath and coordinate a little bit more with one another. What happened that last game? What made the difference in one shot? And this time, Blurry's making the difference. An incredibly quick response from Virginia.
Incredibly quick indeed.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, my. Okay, the replay, like when I saw it live, I was like, wait, that was a cool goal. How cool is that? That replay shows it all there. You got a much better view of just how ridiculous that redirect was, and the know-how to put it in just the right spot for the teammate to find the equalizer, and doesn't waste a whole lot of time to find that equalizer. Puts us in a nice spot if we're Virginia Virtual Academy, and the Bees are on track to take really control of this series. That momentum shift really cannot be understated.
And you want to capture that momentum quickly in these scenarios because it can shift. Again, Blurry's has an opportunity on ball. It's going to get interrupted here by Mediocre. Goes back the other way. Another touch by Blurry. This is kind of trading positions very, very quickly right now. Raidless now is going to take their time to try to throw it across. Blurry with the tap is going to keep it on the aggressive end for Virginia. Shibo, another nice redirect. And almost a shot there, Visible X, almost finding it in. And look at this. Every single member of the Virginia roster is in the exact right spot at the exact right time. Here's the tap from Shibo over to X. It's going to get stuck in the corner. Third touch comes through. Not going to go towards the goal for that one, though. And still, Virginia is on the aggressive end.
Now, little notes to take home, maybe if you're Blurry. If you're Blurry and you master that shot, that really high angle shot, you will go very, very far indeed. This is a great little bop. Kind of almost works as a shot, but not quite. Great touch here. Looking for that double touch, just barely taps it. And Blurry doing about all they can right now, playing out of their minds, generating so much pressure just on their lonesome.
Mediocre's turn to try to make something happen. Love the angle off that shot. Very intentional, off the ceiling, aiming it right in the middle. It doesn't quite find it, though. Great touch by Raids this time to get it out that way over to Sith. Sith with a touch, but it's going to get picked up by Blurry. And now a little bit of a skirmish. X is going to pick it up in the mid-air. And one thing that's for sure is these players are quite comfortable in the air. Of course, we expected that at the championship level for the Stride League event, but in any case, got to be able to note that this takes incredible talent. Anybody who has played Rocket League knows that. Now it's Rage trying to get the touch, doesn't quite find it. Visible, so close. Just a meter away from getting that touch and potentially scoring there for Ohio. We're still locked up 1-1. And even though both of these teams seem to find a shot in the first 40 or so seconds, we are had a little bit of a gridlock for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they're both perfectly in tune with what the other one's trying to do right now. So we ought to see a little bit less scoring attempts from each side. Sith, however, is going to make me eat my words and just does it themselves. Look at this, just a little bit, the hesitation, pop it on to the hood, gets the double touch, flick right off the crossbar, right off the post, and that is, well, that's one way to do it. So Ohio takes the lead with a minute and a half. We'll see how Virginia responds.
I love that shot, not just because it was mechanically very impressive, but just because of the ball placement there. Being able to contest a shot at the top of the crossbar from that angle is just so difficult. Ohio almost repeats it there, but now Blurry's got the big clear, needs to get a second touch there. Doesn't quite find it. Good clear. Catches Sith, but no, intercepted by X, who booms it straight down. Is there a defender in time? Yes. Looks like Raids is going to get that touch. Blurry catches a center. Shibo's in the air. goes for the dunk, not going to find it. And the transition from offense to defense is so fluid. These teams are automatic with knowing their positioning as far as where they need to be. And there's just an incredible demonstration of mechanical prowess being put on right now.
And you can see they're both warmed up. This actually might be a free goal at this point. That looked like a double
Oh,
commit, little bit of a mistake. Virginia's going to take advantage of it right there. And you know what? You have to take advantage of your opportunities just a little bit. Looks like the two bumped each other, and that happens in Rocket League sometimes. Unlucky, but again, you have to make your own luck. So Virginia, they were able to hold out long enough for an opening to appear, then take advantage of it. We're equalized at 2, 35 seconds to go. This is a chance for Raids. Does about all they can. The defense there from X is enough, however, still not out of the danger zone quite yet. We'll see if Ohio can keep the pressure up. Gonna try to go with kind of a boost starving method here.
Sith.
Very low on economy is Virginia, and they're gonna concede the goal there because look at this. Ohio, they decided they could easily have just rotated back, but they decided, you know what, we're going to go with the boost star. We're going to go with the ultra aggression, the hyper aggression, and it's going to pay off.
Visible, the only thing better than a good pass to a teammate is a good pass to yourself. So I love that play from Ohio to get the center up and then knock it down. Sith trying to go for the two-piece. Doesn't quite get it. Not the touch they were looking for there. And Virginia, there's a lot of pressure to try to return a shot. They have 7 seconds to do so, or we're going to be 1-1 in this series. Big clear to prevent the shot from going in there. X is with the touch. I think it was X, but oh
wow.
my goodness. That very possibly Visible was headed to the goal. So incredible that it doesn't quite find it. And that's going to be our game 2.
Man, quite a game 2 to see. What an unfortunate ending. That was so close for them, being able to find that goal. But you know what? You have to really put it all out there, and you have to do more. When you get that late,
That's
you
true.
really can't say it was too unlucky.
Right.
But you know, both teams putting it all on the line, and we're gonna get into game 3 shortly. But man,
Well,
what an interesting game! It felt like the pace of the game really ratcheted
yeah.
up.
Well, what I was going to say is it's so unlucky. So like, it's a little unlucky for Virginia in that case, yes. But how lucky is it for us? This series is tied up 1-1. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the adaptations are going to keep coming. And I think we saw maybe our first real blunder of the stream. I mean, we can nitpick on positioning and rotations and all of these sorts of things all day. But maybe the first real blunder was that double commit from Ohio. Outside of that, positioning wise, Ohio came into game 2 and really locked it up, I think. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, they really put the game in their own hands. They had many opportunities to do some great things. Blurry, that is a ridiculous save from Blurry. It's a shame we don't have replays in Rocket League. It would really just kind of mess up the flow of the game for saves. But my goodness, storing that one in the memory bank, that was a beautiful, beautiful save there, saving a goal there for the Virginia side, for the orange team here. Getting the clearance now.
X with the touch. Coming from Shibo, notably. Hitting it backward to the teammate is always a good strategy if they can count on them to hit it. Blurry's going to get it back in this direction too. We have a few consecutive aggressive shots. And the thing about these aggressive shots is you don't think that first one's necessarily going to hit, but if you can use that first one to make your opponent commit onto saving it, then there's always a window of opportunity that may be able to open up afterwards. Shibo looking for it now, and look at that! I mean, that's an absolute fastball, Visible.
Look at the miles per hour, 88 clocked in, just like that. That's what happens when you get a laser of a pass from a teammate such as Shibo of that quality, and Blurry having just a finish of equal measure. Now, finding that first goal, 1-0, a minute in. Once again, though, Ohio, they've had the struggles early in the last game, in game 2, and now in game 3, but they were able to find a round win, a game win in game 2. So it doesn't seem to matter who strikes first. It's just who can get the composure back, who can find enough consistency, enough shots on goal. The opportunities haven't been plentiful, really, for both teams. But when they are there, they are close. You know what? I thought that was going to be saved, so I held my excitement because I'm so used to this defense from Virginia stopping these balls. But 91 clock, it's just a screamer.
And what an angle. What an angle, Visible, to hit that from the midfield.
The defender touched it, but just couldn't stop it.
It was just too fast. It was too fast. It was a great angle and a great shot take from Sith there. And sometimes it is that first shot. I said sometimes it doesn't have to be the first shot, but sometimes it just might be. Good little tap there. Does come through from Raids. Skirmish here in the midfield, working its way toward Virginia goal. Sith is looking to clear. Has a little bit of control on it. Virginia now on the aggressive. No team quite with a strong foothold yet. X tries to change that, but it's going to get tapped up as well. A lot of back and forth, a lot of contests happening in the midair, changing the possession. The best example of a center doesn't quite land. I'm not sure what happened there on that push, but it doesn't go exactly as Virginia wanted, and that's the window of opportunity. Flip reset not available for Raids, so that shot's not going to connect, but Mediocre's in the midfield ready to save.
Oh, this is going to be a dangerous touch, and just like that, goes for the goal secure. Almost didn't get it there, but there we go, a double goal secure. And let's see if we can see this angle. Was that off? I think, yeah, it was just off, just barely. And I think the teammate there, Shibo, thought that was in, or potentially couldn't quite find the angle to get the finish. Nonetheless, though, Virginia Virtual Academy Bees are going to find themselves on top, 2-1, and half of Game 3 still left on the docket. Let's see who can punch a hole into the next round. This is just a great defensive read here, and even a better defensive read there by the Virginia defender. It's not out and cleared of danger yet. Now it finally is, and Virginia can breathe a sigh of relief. See if Ohio can keep the pressure up. Gets booped by the teammate there. Gets booped by the teammate there. So right now Ohio doing a little bit of self-sabotage. They're going to want to cycle back.
Shibo does get a touch off here. Ohio seems to have stabilized their position a bit, and a great backward touch here from Blurry just to make sure it stays out of the goal. More midair contests going on, and I think this is just what this is turning into. These midair contests can lead to very risky ball placement. Sorry, I had to hold my breath. Wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen there, but it seems to me, Visible, the players that are able to take advantage the most quickly of these variable situations are the ones that are finding success in this matchup just because of how aggressive every single car in the lobby is playing. Here's a great shot by Shibo, and I don't think a defender's going to get there in time. Shibo, not only with a good shot, Visible, but also note the positioning, getting a slight little bump there onto Mediocre to make sure there is no chance. It is going to be a tough recovery in any case, but just that heads-up play from Shibo, proving that no matter what situation they are in, they are on top of it.
You know, it's so strange sometimes when you see higher-level Rocket League is that every now and then you'll see a goal where you go, you know what, that looked like it was just kind of a gold-level goal. It didn't look that amazing, and that's kind of indicative of something that happens in these kind of games. I'm going to shut up for a second. Shibo, not gold there. That's for sure. Nice pass. Just check this out from Blurry. Oh, man, the touch. You can't ask for a better pass. I mean, there isn't a better position to put that ball, and Shibo knows it.
Absolutely.
So Shibo's going to probably be a little fist bump maybe to the teammate, something, a little bit of a thumbs up, but fantastic. But I'll go back to my point. Sometimes you get those goals where you're just like, it doesn't look like it was that much effort, but that's the thing. Sometimes just changing up the pace where everyone's flying at such high speeds. This is a great opportunity. Okay, that's the best goal we'll see in a while. 22.
Wow, was that off the ceiling, Visible? I'm gonna catch it on the replay. Mediocre hits it up here, basically comes down off the ceiling, and look at the little teammate pinch. Almost gets a nice little tap over. And was it Raids that ended up with the point?
Absolutely right. That was it was ridiculous. They were fortuitous. The defender didn't get the ball. They hit the defender up, and then instantly reacted, was able to punch the ball downward, and then the dunk, the alley-oop, and then the dunk to the teammate. Beautifully done. Ohio have a great chance. I mean, that was a must-have goal.
Here's
now putting it up. Then they're scoring. It's an air raid, is what it is. They're running the old Texas Tech style offense, the air raid that was coined way back in the 2000s. Just throw it up, slam it down, go out wide, send the receivers out, throw the ball along, get the touchdowns, get the goals.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Ohio are coming back, and they're doing it with some ridiculous offense.
Was it Mediocre that got the point there? Because Mediocre might need to put in for a name change. The way that this player maneuvered their car in the air to guarantee that they would be able to bounce that ball right off the front passenger side there to get that nice, fast, and decisive touch is very, very impressive. Not going to be able to find the point there, but who needs to is Ohio. They have to find a shot if they're going to send this one into overtime. 3 seconds on the clock. It's not looking great, but visible, the game's not over until that ball touches the ground, and we've spent a lot of time in the air already.
Ooh.
There it does fall. Virginia is going to win match 3, and that is their second round win here in this series.
You know, I don't think you can be too upset if you're Ohio Virtual
No.
Academy. What I saw there at the end gives me hope that they're going to force this series to be really as long as stretch it out as far as they can. That was some really impressive. It was weird. It's an impressive loss, and that's a thing in Rocket League. That's a thing in a lot of esports and a lot of different traditional sports too. Sometimes you can have a little bit of a moral victory. That wasn't like they didn't just roll over and get hit over and over again. They came back. They had some great structure and offense on the end. Great improvisation there at the end too. So we'll see if they can bounce back here and even us up here in Game 4.
Yeah, game 4. This is exactly why we were excited when we came in here and saw it was a best of 7, because of the grand championship level. That's what this match deserves. We wouldn't want to see one of these teams not have to battle it out in a maybe 7 maps. At this rate, we might be going to all 7, and I'm excited to continue to see the evolution. I keep talking about it. Ohio seems to be cleaning up, and I didn't mean to transition so nicely into a Raids early bucket here. 2 points into the game. Ohio got that point they wanted in the last game, but nonetheless will carry over and take it into this one.
Yeah, what a way to start. Carry that momentum over, as you said. So great start. We'll see if they can continue, because they've had 2 games where they were a little slow to start. They just had a game where they were absolutely killer at the end. It wasn't enough to get the round win, but enough to carry over here. Blurry will have something potentially to say about that out of boost. And the Ohio offense right now just look really, really in sync. Getting those kind of midfield passes is just awesome. And Sith there just saved an absolute banger of a goal from Virginia.
Yeah, Sith with a nice touch. They're going to be continuing to work it downfield too. Maintaining control of the ball for that duration of time is incredibly impressive. Mediocre is going to be able to capitalize off of the boom downfield, but I'm not convinced Ohio has full control over this ball at this time. Sith gets something of a center attempt. It's not quite going to go where they wanted it. It's going to have to be a miracle from Raids to make it happen here, but I think Ohio might have to transition to defense or prove me wrong. Going for the dunk here. Flurry is going to pick up possession of the ball after it doesn't quite go where it needs to. And it seems like no matter what happens in this little section of play, Ohio is finding a way to get it back near the goal, but they just weren't able to squeeze it in. Sith now off the wall. Good acrobatics, but going to lose control. Mediocre's there to clean it up. And we're back on the aggressive for maybe a fraction of a second. And suddenly, we're in scoring range for Virginia.
Ooh, danger. And Ohio were doing so well, and they just, a little bit of a mistake here. It kind of just had an unlucky bounce.
Goodness.
Popped it in front of the danger zone in the scorer's circle, and they take advantage. Virginia, we've seen over and over again today.
Yeah.
They have had really great success at taking advantage of the moments that are presented to them. They are consistent overall with their hits. They look really clean on ball, and then they're patient. They don't seem to overextend too much. We've not seen many. I can't really name a defensive mistake they've made. They've done about all they can on both sides, and they've been very consistent at taking advantage of mistakes from the opponent or just opportunities in general. So that's one of the reasons they've been so consistent.
Blurry.
Once again, it's just they're scoring off of just being very fundamental, putting themselves in the right spot.
And Visible, my take on this situation is that Ohio is great at being aggressive. They are always going to put as many shots on the goal as possible, but they aren't finding the finish, the execution on quite as many as Virginia is. Virginia gets less shots, but I don't know if it's a confidence in the positioning or just a fine difference of play style, but Virginia seems much more methodical about when they're going to go after that ball. And it seems to be working out for them, but obviously there's merit to both strategies or play styles.
Yeah, the kind of the very aggressive style will
Flip reset.
yield you rewards, and it will yield you some punishment too at times. And every now and then, you will find yourself giving up an easy goal. That's
Gosh,
what they're
on
doing.
two!
Beautiful,
Blurry!
beautiful demo there. Let's check this out here, Blurry.
It wasn't on one Ohio player, it was on two. The Virginia player, Blurry, getting the demo on one and squeaking that by right past the ankles of our other Ohio defender. My goodness, 3-1 now for the Bees, who are looking to take a decisive lead in this series for the first time.
Yeah, very intriguing there. This game. It's so weird. It feels like Ohio should be equal or better at the moment, but Virginia, they're playing just very a solid core. They're playing a very balanced style, not making any mistakes, not giving Ohio many opportunities unless Ohio put together an absolutely really great offensive possession, which are at the moment hard to come by. Both defenses playing pretty stifling brand of soccer at the moment.
Absolutely. 3-1, less than 2 minutes remain. Something of a double commit there from Virginia. Don't know if I'd love to see that, but we will see if Ohio can capitalize. X goes for the touch, is going to get missed out as well. And a demo comes through, so that has to be the recipe for a shot to score, but I think it was Shibo who ends up with that save there. An incredible touch when Virginia needed it more than ever. Blurry going on the aggressive now. A flip reset he finds, but is going to get intercepted in the middle of the air. Now the ball's aggressive for Ohio. Again, switching possession, shot after shot after shot. Sith has to get on the defense, and from coast to coast, Shibo's going to find the connect.
Beautiful. Look at this. Just plays good defense. Just puts it in the right spot. Ohio aggression taking Virginia right now taking advantage of it at the moment. Just playing suffocating defense, getting the punch outs, playing really solid. Both teams. It's a shame right now that for Ohio that they're not able to find more goals at the moment because they're playing really solid brand of soccer right now, but they're just not finding really any kind of love from that. Virginia just taking advantage of all their opportunities. Look at this fantastic play opportunity there from Sith, but it's just stopped beautifully once again. Put up right in front, and this is what Ohio has to do. The level at which they have to rise to get these goals, whereas Virginia are making it look so easy. But this is a great pass. Just
Oh,
waterfalls it
goodness.
down, and Raid's there to just put it right down.
Absolutely. 2-4 with 51 seconds left. And this is very important. We're going to be going into game point territory, Visible, if Virginia is able to close this one out.
Yeah, game point potentially, or match point, and yeah, of a best of 7. The hardest game is always the elimination game, the game that you have to put the other team out, and Virginia will have their work cut out for them because Ohio will have a second to talk about this and decide how they want to proceed with the series if this does go into that elimination game coming up. They still have 14 seconds to contend with. Virginia have to close this out. Doing a great job right now, not really letting Ohio get into any kind of set pieces. They're all kind of jammed up right now, and this will almost assuredly be going into our next game, elimination game now for Ohio. They're going to be fighting for their lives.
Oh,
Almost one
almost.
good goal for good measure, but mediocre is going to find the save. Not going to find the game win though. That's Virginia Virtual Academy with the win, and they're up 3-1 at the moment.
It's very interesting, Visible, because it feels like to me Ohio is starting a lot of these games on the right foot. It looks like they're coming out confidently, finding the first shot in 3 of our 4 games now. How is it? What is the dynamic where you can come out strong, but you're having issue on the later end?
Well, it seems like they're getting a lot of points before Virginia is really fully set up. Once Virginia gets into their full sets, their full defense, their full rotations, very hard to break. There are 3 consistent players that all players in this lobby, all 6, they're able to hit the ball, but for the 3 on Virginia right now, the difference has been that when they are making touches on on the ball, they are putting it in the right spot, and it feels like they have a little bit more foresight, and at least their foresight right now is being more realized when they're getting those touches. it's going to a teammate, it's going in the right spot to set something up, or it's getting clearance when they know, okay, the teammate's not going to be able to be there, so we need to get the ball to a place where no one can really touch it, and that'll buy us some time to cycle back. The difference really has been just Ohio a little bit overextended in some areas, and Virginia playing a little tighter has taken advantage of it at times. It's just been that tiny difference
Oh,
has been the difference of the series, difference of the game right now is once again Ohio with a great start. They have to keep it up though. That's been the challenge.
absolutely. It has been difficult for Ohio to continue that pressure up, but no matter the case, you want to be scoring that first point. So Ohio is absolutely satisfied with that as a start.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere, and well, no better place than getting the goal right out of the gate. And the pressure right now mounting. Again, the hardest game for Virginia is going to be every single game from now on. This is savable, not quite, says Raids off the just barely off the miss from Sith. It just rims out. It's almost going in. You can see it just needs that last
Goodness.
Rocket League unit, that unit there. Um, I think it's called a Rocket League unit, is what they refer to it as, an in-game unit. It needed one or two of those, and there you go. Gonna find it. 2-0 right now. Ohio commanding lead. See if they can ride this game out, finish this one up, make Virginia earn it at the very least.
I'm not sure we've seen a 2 point lead from Ohio yet in this series within a game, and we're absolutely seeing it now. And so I'm hoping that this is because they're a team that knows how to play when their back's against the wall. We are down a significant number right now, and we need to make some redemption. Of course, Blurry is hoping that no redemption is had. Blurry wants to see this whole series shut out, and Ohio has to do everything they can to shut it down. But what can you do against a shot like that? Great little roll to put the ball in the goal.
That was a beautiful response there. And once again, these are two teams that really keep their composure. They're here for a reason. You don't really get as far into the playoffs, especially into the finals, if your team gets rattled easily. And so both teams have the composure. Both teams know their game plan. Both teams have been likely down in series before, and that kind of experience is going to really help you going in. So they're just here doing their game plan. They're throwing everything they can at this, and it's been fantastic to watch so far. We're in to game 5 at the moment with Virginia trying to put the series away. They're going to find the equalizer, and once again, it just feels easy. When Virginia need a goal, they get a goal. This is just a great touch, just great offense there. Shibo is going to contest that clearance, gets a little bit fortunate there on the touch, and the teammate does the right thing, is in the right position, gets the reward, finds the equalizer. Ohio in trouble. And almost in a lot of trouble there, but the go-ahead goal saved. 3 minutes to contend with now, and Ohio almost find the walk-off, not quite the walk-off, I should say go ahead, find it there.
There it
So
is.
beautiful save from the Virginia defender, and finally, I'm Mediocre is going to find that goal, just gets a nice little interception, gets the nice finish, and Ohio Virtual Academy, just like that, regains the lead, but no lead is safe with either of these teams. Both teams able to make every game exciting. We haven't had a game separated by a whole lot yet. I want to say each game has been basically one. Maybe we had one with two, but from my memory, it's all been one-goal games.
Yeah, for the most part, that has been the case. I think we might have had one game won by a couple of points there for Virginia. But in any case, with 3 minutes visible, we absolutely have not had a game that had as many as 5 points scored in the first two. These teams are heating up in the earlier sections of games by a substantial amount right now. Almost another shot there for Mediocre. X is on the aggressive now, and here goes Blurry off of the wall.
Blurry, masterclass of how to control in the air. Doesn't find the finish, but gets some kind of style points there. You throw that in there a little bit. Definitely has the control. Definitely has put in the time. And look at this, just relentless pressure. All that pressure, by the way, made just by Blurry. Shibo taking advantage of that pressure. Now X is not going to get a very convincing touch there, and that's actually almost going to concede a goal. This is going to be difficult to defend. The shot is off, however. That was a decent opportunity there for Ohio. Now They need to not concede. A lot of times they get a little bit overextended on offense and they give up a big score. Not this time. Almost gets the double tap. Now Ohio in trouble. It's just been a swing of momentum. We call that a fake there from Virginia. Blurry, good touch, a little bit off, can't find the finish, looking for the teammate, doesn't find it. It's just been back and forth. Beautiful Rocket League on display. And the score, just like that, the equalizer is found. The contest was not enough. It fortuitously falls into the palms, or at least onto the hood and the bumper of Shibo, who's going to find the equalizer for Virginia. So just like that, we have the Ohio Virtual Academy and the Virginia Virtual Academy equaled up, all tied up, going on just over a minute left. And it's do or die time now for Ohio. It finds the redirect, but just off, had me wondering where quite that ball was going to end up. Didn't quite find the score there. Ohio in a really nice spot at the moment. Virginia have to not have a whole lot of boost. I saw a big boost picked up there from a defender, so looking a little bit better now. This is the opportunity potentially for them, or Virginia rather, to get something going. Looking a little timid on defense is Ohio, not wanting to give this up, and, well, they have a reason to be timid. Virginia have made it look easy to score on them at times. The huge demo, and gets the pass. What was that? Let's see. Beautiful pass off, and you know what? Your job's not done. Go get the demo, go clear the goalie. Having a hard time scoring. Well, just blow up the goalkeeper and move on. Ohio trying to force the next game in this series to happen. Virginia don't want it. Has an opportunity for a double tap. Not quite. Doesn't have the boost to quite get the angle they want there. That could be free. That's going to be tough for Shibo. Gets it, though. Now going the other direction. Virginia wanting to try to find something to happen that is positive for them. Haven't had much to speak about in this game. Had a couple nice goals here and there, but really it's felt like Ohio's game from the jump, and right now they're getting rewarded for it. That ball's going to roll out, and time is called. Ohio Virtual Academy varsity, their varsity squad here,
Wow.
putting on a show, and they're not done yet.
Able to get it done there when they needed it, just as Virginia started to take the lead there. That's pressure, right? That's a lot of pressure on you. So is your take that Ohio is a team that can perform under that pressure?
Yeah, that yes, apparently, I wasn't so sure that they've had pressure moments, and they've done well and they've done poorly today in different little areas, but they put it all together in a nice package there and found a way to continue the series. So on we go, Game 6. Will we get a Game 7? It's really up to Ohio. Can they bring it? Off we go now. Shibo X looking for some kind of play. At the moment, Ohio Virtual Academy, they just feel like they're just invigorated right now. They feel like a different team than what we saw 2 games ago. They've had a couple of nice series, really beautiful game in that last, beautiful match in that last game. So you get to see we're going to continue this trend.
X here with the touch. I don't think they went exactly how they wanted to get that. Shibo, though, he's able to make something happen almost out of nowhere time and time again. There's a nice little shot onto corner. Good defense from Ohio. And for the first time in a while, Fizzle, I think we're going to cross this first minute without a goal being scored. This is almost the opposite of our previous game where we saw incredible aggressive and so many shots landing so early. Going to be a little bit more patient. Maybe some teams favoring the not getting scored on part of the game. You got to decide where you're going to put your energy, blocking shots or being aggressive, and trying to mix up, finding that spot in between that works for you. Blurry doesn't get the touch there. Mediocre is going to be running it down to the other side.
And how lucky are we that the type of competition here is so tight, is so fun to watch. 2 teams really putting themselves to the test and testing each other. You really only get sharper when you play a team that can challenge you, and both these teams really sharpening each other's toolbox. I just always Rocket League is one of the great esports, and when it's played at a really excellent level, it really does kind of transcend just kind of the typical esports you see where it becomes really beautiful to watch. It becomes a bit of art. 3 minutes to go, and we'll see which team is able to paint the better picture of why they should be the #1 squad, the top dogs. X is going to try to get something started. Neither team, this has been a strange start to this one. I think both teams have each other's number at this point, are really dialed in, and are looking for just any kind of space they can create. This might be the start of something
I like that
interesting.
roll. Here's
A
BDO with a
nice
follow-up.
clearance. It's a late save. Shibo is going to be able to save it and keeps
Goodness.
us at 0.
Ball is still centered though, so Virginia not out of hot water, especially with Raids on the right side of the ball. Raids gonna take it in and get the score there. The first shot made in favor of Ohio, who potentially visible with a good game this right now could equalize everything, could tie us up 3-3.
What's interesting about that is that's really only the second time Ohio has scored in that way. Typically, they've had to have these really immaculate passes, these fantastic possessions, and they've had to be near perfect, but they just brute forced that, and they almost brute forced it there, but I had no doubt in my mind that Blurry was going to give that a good challenge, and in fact does, and a great save. So Blurry going to try to reset Virginia here. Great pass, the 1-2, almost the third punch, almost took the 3-piece combo side of fries, maybe hold the coleslaw on that one. Not quite finding the finish. Shibo looking at that point, you call that a fake.
Yeah, we'll call it a fake.
Not quite finding it, just so close are Virginia right now.
But no, of all the goals to go in, that's the one that makes it invisible. I'm excited to see this from another angle because it seemed like that just popped out of a skirmish. I mean, Blurry is the player that takes advantage of these situations, and look at the angle, you know, absolutely random the way that you're able to find the ball there, but as soon as you know, the dust settles and Blurry realizes that there's an opportunity, he snatches it up, puts it in the bag, and calls it a point for Virginia.
Yeah, unbelievable. Once again, Virginia just putting themselves in the right spot, and they're getting rewarded, and they haven't changed their game plan, really. They've just played that nice, balanced game, and they're waiting for the series to end. Maybe not the way they can really hold the series off if Ohio have made these great changes. This one's just off the post. It's just oh so close, not quite directly off the post, but just off the right side there, off the wall really, but about as close as you can get to a really great opportunity there. So see if we can continue this, not quite having enough boost to get that second touch. Oh, Sith is not going to be able to find that one, but teammate's going to come in clutch and save the embarrassment. Just ran out of boost there right on the tail end. Always hard to judge at times. And this one is going to be almost, it works as a shot, but wasn't quite, kind of tricks the game code there into thinking it was a shot. Not quite able to find it. This is going to be a beautiful ball, and Sith is going to be able to read it somehow.
It's not all for nothing. A lot of the Ohio team pressured right now. You'd have to imagine that boost running low. That touch may give them the stabilization time they need. Thought that Virginia might have been able to capitalize off of that, but even with low boost, Ohio is able to stabilize on defense. Great defensive play by them, and we're down to 20 seconds left. Virginia's in scoring position, and they absolutely make it happen. Blurry gives them the lead in the last minute of this game.
That pass, excellent from X. That finish, even better from Blurry.
Right,
puts it in the only spot where they could score, and just like that, Virginia could say, you know what, we're going home. We don't want any more Rocket League. Let's see if Georgia can say something about it. It's off the post. They have another chance though, and X is going to get the save. The follow-up there from the other Virginia defender is going to be able to put this game potentially under wraps with maybe just one more attempt now for Georgia. They're going to have to find a way to get this ball back. Virginia with the stall at the moment.
Ohio has an opportunity in the form of one last second, but it's not going to land, and that will be the VAVAB's, your Virginia Virtual Academy, taking it home over the Ohio Virtual Academy. My goodness, visible. All the adaptation leads to that. I mean, I have to hand it to Ohio. They made so much progress over the course of this series. It's unbelievable. What is your takeaway?
You know, they were looking for a comeback, and I know Caster Curse, they want to say don't call it a comeback. They were here the whole time, and they played an excellent brand of Rocket League there today, of soccer, lovingly referred to as. But credit the winners, right? They played that balanced style. They made next to no mistakes. That was really the difference. They never. I can't think. I'm trying to think. Did they double commit on anything? I just
I
think
can
the
literally think
rotations were
of a single
perfect.
time. I can
It
think
was
of a
just like,
single time that Virginia had a double commit, but for the most part, Virginia did two things. They didn't make mistakes, right? And
mhm,
Ohio, they made very few. They did not make a lot of mistakes at all. But every time there was a mistake, Virginia comes in with the second thing that they did, and
yeah.
Virginia took advantage of every opportunity that was brought to them. They were very methodical and very intentional with everything they did as a team. And it was an excellent showcase of what Rocket League is supposed to look like. But truthfully, that's by both teams. This was a championship match in every way, shape, and form visible.
Yeah, when you get the best together and they're able to test each other out in that way, you're always going to have something interesting happen. And we had a great series. I'm selfishly, uh, uh, as a
Wanted one
bipartisan
more.
viewer, I wanted that one more game. I wanted to see the last one, but you know what? Virginia earned it. Virginia earned the right to cut that series one game short, and they take home the winnings. They take home the bragging rights.
They
They
are your Stride League Rocket League
yes.
champions. That is incredible. What an incredible accolade to earn as a team. But after seeing them compete, I can't think of anybody more deserving. They showcased exactly what youth esports is, what high school esports can be, and what a great showing by that team here in the Stride League finals. And I don't want to bury Ohio here because Ohio, what an excellent performance, an excellent showcase of their capabilities as well. And really visible, this is the sort of situation where you make it a best of nine, which I've never heard of in rugby, but you make it a best of nine, you give them a couple more games, and it could easily go the other way. So today, Virginia won, and today they absolutely deserved it. So great job to both teams, and congratulations to your Stride League Rocket League champions. Very incredible. Thank you, Visible, for casting with me.
It was so fun. I'm always so fortunate to do these events, and we got an absolute banger of a match, a fantastic show. So couldn't have really asked for more there. So congratulations to Virginia Virtual Academy, the Bees, for taking home. For bringing it home, so to speak. That's
Absolutely.
kind of a soccer term, I guess. When they bring the trophy back, they say they're bringing it home. So they brought it home today, and they put on a great show.
Well, Visible, there is no shortage of additional opportunities to watch some awesome esports content here at Stride League. So make sure you're tuning in tomorrow and Thursday for Valorant and Fortnite. More competitive esports is coming here for Stride League Championships. It's the fall playoffs, and it's going to end soon, but it's going to be oh so sweet. That's all we have for you today, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night.